that I'm going to do. This is just going to be for me to, one, piece a couple things together on what the results are, and to, just kind of have a record of what happened. But I would like to use some of the images and some of the videos for future kind of, whether it's YouTube explainer videos, or let's say Wes, saves 100,000 lives in the next 7 weeks. I'd like to have a video of the beginning of that conversation or something. So yeah, hope everyone's okay with that. And then I can't find the polling function yet. Does anybody know about a polling function?
You've got to do it from the web portal.
Okay. So I should probably do that. What does that mean though, Jeremy? Does that mean that I have to like restart this meeting though?
That I'm not sure. I was just quick on the draw for searching Google. Okay. I'm reading through their article right now.
Okay. We might just have to go with the 1, 2, 3 idea that Claire proposed, and we will. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would have had to start it. We'll practice that and get that right before next time. But Shayna's saying, yeah, I would have had to do it before we started, and I don't want to restart for that. So what the idea is, and this is optional. Right now, we don't have a big prize pool or anything, but I imagine that this is going to grow, and we're going to be able to start to raise some money so that whoever wins in the future might not help you guys today, might win, $99 or $500 or whatever a sponsor might want to throw into it. But more importantly, I think that part of it is going to try to get everybody involved in the ecosystem and working on their ideas, and all ideas will the philosophy that we're radically inclusive. So all ideas are good, which is kind of funny as someone from Russia has just joined. We'll see how this goes in a minute. So what we want to do is build this. This is our first one. We're going to do this every week. I think it's going to be fun. And I think that what we want to do with this first kind of cohort, or the first people that are playing here, if we call it playing, I'm looking for, I'm going to share my screen for a second. What I would like to do is at the, oh my goodness. Sorry, I have a small navigation problem. What I'm trying to do is, if you can see my screen right now, can you see the Fledge community?
Был пацан и нет пацана.
Ментимер, Шаймиев, Рудольф, Нуриев, Губайдульна, Софья, Ренат, Ибрагимов,
This is that
Тенлар,
security.
Дасаев, Ренат, Шаймиев, Рудольф, Нуриев, Губайдульна, Софья, Ибрагимов, Алсун, Марат.
So we'll go with both of them. Next time I'll put a room out front that people will have to wait in, put in waiting room. So I don't know if you guys had ever been Zoom bombed or whatever they were calling it, but congratulations, there's your first one, if not. Dang it. They're going to mess with us this
Салам
whole
алейкум, блядь, салам, бля, русские твари нахуй. Сука. Салам алейкум, и Таджикистаны.
Alaikum salam. Adios.
Они нихуя не понимают, блядь.
Hey, can I put a waiting room in here before?
You might be able to. In the bottom of your Zoom bar where it says like share screen, participants chat, is there one that says security on it?
I got it. Yep, perfect. Thank you.
That's a new feature and I've very well used it.
Yeah, I've been teaching online and through Zoom, and so I've been using that every day.
I think I'll start using it every day. We've been doing a Zoom meeting every morning at 9 a.m. That's the first time this has happened to us. But it's also the first time I shared really widely on Twitter too. So probably that's the one thing I did different today. Okay. So what the idea would be, I'm still trying to, I don't know, am I sharing my screen?
No.
Okay. Just need to get to this screen. Oh my goodness. Every time I try to do this different. All right, I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second, or not share it at all. What I want to do is we've got this thing called the Fledge community that Mark has been working on. It has a free marketplace where people can sell their stuff, exchange things, barter with things, all of this. We're going to we've implemented a new feature in the last couple of weeks about crowdfunding. And what we want to try to do is, let's say, and sorry, let me just use David as an example. Let's say that David's idea wins today. What we would do is set his idea up in that crowdsourcing and then share that and try to get people to fund that idea through donations if David wants to do that. If you don't want to do that, the next thing to do would be to basically analyze your idea and say, okay, this is high tech. This is the path that we should go through the ecosystem to try to get you funding if that's what you're looking for, or customers, or what have you. And that's kind of what we do at the Fledge anyways on a day-to-day basis. But what we're trying to do is create a little noise around this one and attract community funding to invest in community projects, ideas, or companies to kind of build this all out. So are there any questions about that or any comments about that? No? All right. Ken,
Yes, sir.
are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Oh, let me just do one other quick thing. I don't know if new people came in. If you want to pitch this morning, put your idea and quick words in the chat box to the right, and you will we'll go in that order. So I think it's Ken, David, Claire are is the order that we're going. Yep. So do I share my screen? See, I want you to be the dominant screen, Ken. Do you have a timer for 99 seconds, or do I need to somehow?
I do have one set here.
Okay. Then I'm going to spotlight your video.
Oh, sure. Now everybody can really see me.
We can see you.
Morning.
And when you start talking, I'm going to press this 99 seconds. And when it dings or whatever it's going to do, I'm going to mute you.
Perfect.
Okay?
All right. Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready now. So when you start.
All right. Let me get my little timer started. All right. Good morning. My name is Ken Dail. After about 25 years in the substance abuse prevention field, 10 of which as a trainer for individuals and organizations, I've lost my job at that agency. So using the skills and the attitudes that I've learned hanging out at the Fledge and listening to Jerry and others around the Fledge, I'm starting a training and technical assistance business. It'll be called K. Dail and Associates, and will provide interactive trainings and responsive technical assistance and systems to support individuals in their efforts to make their communities a better, healthier, and happier place. So right now I have 2 4-day trainings tentatively booked between now and September. I have 4 1-day trainings that I'm working on in the prevention field. And then there's also a couple trainings that I'm trying to get set up with one of the Rotary clubs down in Southeast Michigan. So I know that these trainings are valid and needed in the field. And I know that the field does still see me as a valid trainer and a person who can professionally provide these trainings. So as far as funding goes, I know that I'm going to need some startup funding for licensing and certifications. You got to jump through a lot of hoops in this field to be a professional trainer. Some promotional and marketing materials. I'm partnering with OT Consultancy with Charla and her team, and that's going to cost a few $100. And then also the software and materials to deliver the trainings. So my goal today is to get back in the vibe of the Fledge and also raise about $500 to be about a third of the way there. So thanks a lot. Have a great day, and I hope I can get your support.
All right.
4 seconds.
Yep, that's what I had too. 4 seconds left. So can you hit that timer? Just me. Okay. All right. Good job, Ken. Now, I think, what do I have to do? David Klein is up next. It still has you as spotlight. Okay. Switched around. Feeling okay, David?
Yep.
You get this? All right. Do you have a timer?
I do not.
Okay. Do you want me to warn you at what, 20 seconds or 30 seconds?
Sure.
I'll give you a, can you see me okay?
Yep.
I'll give you a I don't know, a 10, 20, 30 or something. Or I'll just do 3, 2, and 10.
Great.
30, 20, 10. You okay with that?
Good.
All right.
That's good.
All right. Whenever you're ready, I'll start the timer.
Okay. In 2016, I am a local musician, and I do a lot of playing in the area, a variety of playing. In 2016, my band had a wonderful opportunity to accompany Silent Films at the Capital City Film Festival in Lansing. And it was very successful, and we did it for 4 years, and we were most likely going to be there this year, but the festival was canceled. And so in 2018, when trying to find what kind of films I should be presenting, a friend told me about Alice Guy Blanchet. She was the first woman film director. She's from France. And so I looked into her, and her films were amazing. In 2019, we did more films, more silent films by pioneering women film directors. That year we did America's first woman film director, Lois Weber, and a very interesting avant-garde film director from France, Germaine Dulac. I would like to present a day-long festival of pioneering women film directors and present their silent films. And may I say that, as I said, I'm a musician, so I would like to accompany all these silent films or get fellow musicians to do that.
That's your idea?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you, David. I don't know if everyone, we're muted, so it's hard to clap, but I think there is on the bottom of the screen a reaction.
Yep.
That people could press for clapping. And again, David, sorry if we're working this out and you're kind of in the first
no problem.
Thing here. But thank you very much. You guys were doing the cartoons at the film festival last year?
Yes, we were in the Fledge on a Friday night, and we presented a film by Lois Weber and a couple films by Germaine Dulac.
Those were amazing.
Thank you.
Those were amazing. All right. Now we're going to jump into Claire. If I can figure this out. There we go. Hi, Claire.
Hi, everybody.
I just got to reset a little bit. Okay, so you're a pro at this. You've heard it a couple of times. Any questions before we start the clock?
I don't have a timer on my end, so if I could do the 3, 2, 1 as
Okay.
well, that would be great.
Okay. I'm going to guess that you're going to finish right at, at
I
0.2
got it
seconds.
down to like 3 seconds out is usually my average, but
All right.
as long as I don't get too nervous and forget everything. All right.
We're ready when you are.
All right. I am here today for a revolution, which is defined as dramatic and wide-reaching change in the way that something works or the way that people think about it. I'm here to start a revolution in motherhood. For generations, we've accepted this story of motherhood, that it's a place where we go to lose ourselves. That it's when our children grow up and move out of the home that we get to be a priority within our lives again. We become unseen, our work unvalued, and ultimately the victims of servitude to others. I refuse to accept this story, and I choose to write a new one. A story of motherhood that is characterized by heroic strength, and where who we are as unique individuals is valued and honored. And it is the practice of sacred self-love that becomes the foundation from which we choose to serve others. This new story of motherhood calls upon us to rise up as the heroes of our own lives, to break free from the shackles of the societal and generational conditioning that we live under, to lead ourselves and our families from a place of love, and to, in the process, become radiant exemplars of wholehearted living. As mothers, we are not merely placeholders until someone better comes along. We are the most important role models for our children, as it is us who defines what it means to be a human being. The story which we live by is important, and it has a lasting impact for generations to come. Rewrite the story of motherhood today. Let the heroic mama revolution begin today. Whew, okay.
Perfect.
I made it.
All right. Good job, Claire.
Thank you.
Okay, so I believe that to be the first 3 pitches of 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one. I'm quite pleased with these 3 because when I first wrote the message the other day, I really didn't think that we would pitch today. I thought we would just talk about it. And then people started talking about, well, in particular, Claire and Ken both said, I want to pitch. And then David surprised me. So this is, I think this is a very good first start. I would love some, so can anybody, does anybody want to comment right now about how this process is going?
I love this. I love the brevity. I love being able, hi, this is Effie. You guys did great. I was excited to hear in a really quick, short format what it is that you guys are doing. I absolutely love it.
Okay. I really like the short format too, that, the brevity has to happen. And I think all 3 of you articulated it really, really well.
I really like this opportunity so we can hear. I like to hear what other people are working on, especially because I can't just meet someone in the Pledge and hear about it right now. So this is really helpful. I also wonder if there might be a forum for asking questions about different projects. Like I wrote down some things that I'd like to hear more about or like get clarity on. So if that might be an option, or just following up after, of course.
I say let's give it a try. I mean, we can't do this wrong today, right? Because all three ideas are really good, and I'm really interested in pursuing something with all three of them. So I'm not even sure what the concept of a winner looks like right now. Why wouldn't all three ideas just be put out there for funding? Why wouldn't all three ideas be, maybe we don't need to have winners. I don't know. What does anybody think about that?
I think this is Ken. I think the idea of a winner is a good idea because it does force the idea of, like, say you have to say in 99 seconds. It really forced me to think, well, what am I doing? You know, there's 20 things that I could be doing. Hey, everybody just come and give me, you know, $5,000 for all 20 of my ideas. That ain't going to work right now, you know, because not everybody watching has that kind of money to just give me for my 20 grand ideas. So I think having to focus really forces me to get my head together, get my notes together, get it down. And if I know that I'm going into it, oh, and we're all going to get put on the crowdfunding page, and well, then what's my incentive to kind of get my stuff together? So for me, I kind of like the idea of it being a pitch competition, but I also agree with the idea that, hey, what if I'm part of the crowdfunding, but the idea that I like the most didn't win? Well, I want to know how to get a hold of Claire so I can say, hey, Claire, even though you didn't win the 99 pitches, how can I support what you're doing? You know, so I think that you can have kind of both, and you can have a winner that's going to get hopefully a little financial kick, but then also everybody that participates, hey, here's your opportunity to get your idea out there, so that if somebody likes it, they can get in touch with you and find out how they can work with you and support you.
What I like about it is I've been pitching ideas for years. I have to write grant proposals, and I hear how other people are pitching their ideas. That's helpful for me because I do this a lot. And I'm dealing with some pretty, incredible competition. I'm dealing with people who have really good ideas and who know how to present themselves. And presenting an idea like I just did, it's complicated. And I hear other people and they have complications as well. And I hear the way they present it. That's helpful for me. It really is.
I like the idea of, I agree with both Ken and David, and the idea of like having a set time for how long the meeting will run. And then like everybody who signed up to pitches. And then if there's extra time, like if we said it was from 9 to 10, then it's an open forum. Anybody could come up and say, I have a question to follow up with Ken about this idea. And then he's got a chance to talk a little bit more. Still keeping it within a framework of a certain amount of time, but if there's more flexibility to go deeper, would be great too.
Yeah. I think, and CJ just pointed out, cooperation is perhaps more important than competition in today's world. And I think actually that's kind of what I was thinking when I was asking the question, but maybe what I really mean is we could have this friendly competition and say, okay, you impress the crowd the most. Doesn't even actually mean your idea is better or that you're a better team or that you're even a better pitcher. It's the crowd. It's, we might not be able to repeat this again week after week after week. But what is important is that you guys prepared, you got it succinct, you saw what the other people were, you got the crowd thinking about it. So we should try to get funding for all three of you, but let's vote and see who the crowd thought, did the best pitch. Or I don't even know why the crowd's going to vote for 1, 2, or 3. Is it because it's a good idea, a good pitch, you know them, you think that's a problem that needs to be solved? Yeah. So let's just see what happens. We can't screw this up, right? Fail forward fast. So how do we vote? Well, vote, Effie, before you go. 1, 2, or 3. And 1 is Ken, 2 is David, 3 is Claire.
Oh, I have to go for 3. Heroic Mama captured my heart. in those 90s. I mean, she's captured my heart already, but it was just definitely different to hear how I'd never heard that, and the way she laid it out in that 99 seconds, it just stirred my heart. Maybe because I'm a mom, and maybe because I struggle in that area, but that's my winner.
All right, everyone else, throw the number in the chat. Nobody's gonna have hard feelings, and no one's gonna. Oh, well, yeah, you could do it privately if you wish.
How do I do it privately to you?
Yeah, just to me, and then I won't share.
Thanks, Claire. You rock.
I love your idea, Ken. I've struggled with substance abuse myself in the past. It's a great cause. We need all the support we can get.
Thank you.
For a second.
And as a dad, I also, Claire, I got to say that really, I think you really hit home with what you said. I have no idea what Heroic Mom is going to do. I don't know what your business is, but the concept behind it, I think, is so sound. And I know that struggle is real for dads too, that it's like all of a sudden you're not yourself anymore. You're that kid's dad. And that's everything is around that kid's schedule, that kid's that blah, 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 blah. And I mean, my kids are 19 and 21. So I'm kind of on the fledgling end, kicking them out of the nest and getting them to grow wings. But boy, when you were talking, I was like, duh, yep, yep, yeah, very familiar. And I know I think moms struggle with it more than dads. But it hits home, and I've been watching through the fledge, just through, the work that you've done there with the fledglings, and wow, good stuff. So we're both going places, I think.
Thank you. I hope so.
So I tallied the votes, and Claire is the first place, and then for second place, Ken and David tied. So I don't know if we do a tiebreaker or what, but Claire got the most votes. It's a very passionate story. I don't know, you've been working on this story. You are a storyteller, and I think that really shined through in what you just did for sure. So Claire, we'll talk to you about the marketplace and the fundraising and how we're going to go about that. Claire is also already registered for 5x5, which is the pitch competition in Grand Rapids that they have once a month. She will have there will be 5 people competing for $5,000 in a pitch competition similar to what we just did, but she'll have 5 minutes, right? Is that what it is? And we're trying to get Claire. First thing is she's got to get enough votes to get into the competition. So we're trying to drive that to happen. And then after we do that, then we've got to make sure that she feels really solid about her pitch. So she'll be practicing to a group, and we'll be giving her feedback. But I think she's got that. She's been working on this for a little bit. So I think she's got that pretty good. The other thing is with David and Ken, we should talk about, we've got the hatching coming up on June 11th, and then there's another 5x5 that is in June as well. So there's that there is $6,000, and then the hatching will lead into a $10,000 competition at the end of the year. And then the other thing is, David, I'd like to know a little bit more about what that funding model looks like, or what that might cost to put on a festival like that, because I think that would be awesome. And I'm wondering what that looks like, I don't think you're talking about in a month from now. Are you talking about in a year from now, or
in the future? Definitely.
Yeah. But I was really impressed with last year, that Friday night when you guys did that. I thought it was very, very special. I actually recorded some of that and was looking through the video a couple weeks ago. Sorry, someone's just coming in. Malik is. So, what, oh, thanks for the chat for the 5x5 night. And does anybody want to ask questions of David, Ken, or Claire?
I actually, am I able to be heard, Jerry?
Yes.
David, I would like to ask you a question. Aside from the festival, do you have anything beyond the spectrum of, well, I love the idea. Do you have anything more of a vision beyond one day's festival?
I do. There are 2 film festivals in this area. Both do quite well, and people enjoy attending them. I've always had a very lifelong, I love films, but I also love music, and the music we played was klezmer, and I do see a future in this, and knowing how the audiences reacted to this, it was a lot of fun. Or perhaps we can use the funding to be part of one of the festivals where this is, instead of 1 hour, we can have several moments of this type of work. And knowing that women film directors is just starting to get to be known, that they were there and they were doing a lot of work. So I feel it could develop into something bigger. And the interest is definitely there. So I feel that in the future, it could go down maybe something either on the independent side or be part of one of the festivals, so that people can really see what was there and just how incredible this work exists. It really is good.
Thank you. I think that's what restricted me from voting for you, was that it was just a one-day thing. But the long term and the catapult and the liberation for women around the world is so essential. We can do it right here at home.
Sure.
Oh, we're a weird group, David. We talk really bluntly and open and honest about who we voted for and what we're doing and what could have been better and all that. So if CJ didn't seem soft about his vote, it's because we jump right in. We do this every day. Talk about our ideas and things that we're doing. So I think except for 4 Sundays, we've done it for 50 some days straight.
I'm curious about Ken's project. I'd love to hear what your training entails, and then also who you plan on training.
Excuse me. Good questions, both of them. So the trainings are everything from how to, so there's funded agencies that do substance abuse prevention work. And most of that is school-based, so going in and teaching kids refusal skills and kind of negative consequences of substance abuse and stuff like that. Just to try to make sure kids are, number one, know what's going on, and number two, they have the tools to be able to make decisions and resist. Like if they don't want to smoke pot and all their friends are smoking pot, well, how do they stay away from that? So there's agencies all over the state that do that. What I had done at my previous agency and what our agency's goal was to work with those agencies to help them do that better. So to prepare the people who are actually doing the work. So most of my trainings have been to professionals who are working in the field. And then there's this whole other side of like community organizing around things like, opiate overdose. Like we don't want dead people, we want people to live. We want people to be able to get into recovery if that's, what they choose, if that's where they want to go next. So we help community groups with stuff like, well, how do we do that? What's that look like in our community? How do we work with people with a population, and that is, people who are using substances? How do we work with that population when nobody really wants to work with them? Well, we try to give them the skills to not only work with that population, but then talk to their city council about it, talk to their local fire department about it, talk to their local pharmacies about it. And how do we build as a community a healthier place so that people feel like they have choices and options, and they're making their own decisions, and they're able to be self-directed. So those are the kinds of trainings that we do. But then I also teach, like, one of the things that I didn't put in my pitch, I teach the substance abuse prevention ethics class, and I'm the only trainer in the Lower Peninsula. And that's one of the classes you have to get your certification to do this work, to be a substance abuse prevention specialist. So I know that there's a need out there. So we're teaching both kind of technical skills and soft skills of how do we just do a better job at whatever it is that we're doing. Target audiences would be anything from community coalitions and community groups to groups of teachers to groups of parents to the funded agencies that actually are going in the schools to do prevention programming. So it's volunteers, it's coalition members, it's community activists, and it's paid professionals. So that was longer than 99 seconds. I got to work on getting that one down to,
Do you two know each other, Megan and Ken?
No, I think this is the first time we've met. I love it. I teach health promotion and disease prevention here to nursing students at MSU. And so I freaking love prevention, and I want to apply it to absolutely everything.
Yeah.
My husband leads refuge recovery. So I just wrote down your info, and I'd love to pass it on.
Yeah, definitely.
You two need to know each other.
Yeah, I'll send you a message right now, Megan, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you a message right now that has my, my phone number and my email.
Beautiful. I appreciate all the info that you shared, Ken. Thank you.
Thanks.
He drinks like you wouldn't fucking believe. It's Jack Daniels.
Only the fire, Jack Daniels fire. It tastes better.
Who said that? Do we know who said that?
No, I didn't recognize those. Well, it does bring up a good point, though, that, so many times in prevention, especially with legal substances, alcohol and tobacco, what's the, if you choose to use it, what's this, is there a safe way to use it? Is there a healthier way to use it? Is there a non-abusive way to use it? And we know with alcohol, the majority of people that use alcohol don't hurt themselves with it. Tobacco is a little different because there isn't really a safe way to do that. But at the same time, it's, we're not talking about like a judgmental, you're going to hell if you drink it. That's not what it is. It's really more of a health message and what makes the community a healthy place. So it's, I'm not a teetotaler, I'm not a prohibitionist. I don't want to see alcohol go away. I just want people to make their own decisions and be self-directed, and people who do have substance use disorders or addictions, if they want help and they are having a hard time finding resources, then let's help them, and if there's people that are smoking pot or using heroin that are perfectly happy using it and it's not destroying their lives, I can't control, other people's decisions, but if people want to change, I can help give them tools to help them change a little bit. So it definitely isn't a moralistic, if you do this, oh my God, you're bad. It's really more of a health issue and where do you want to be? How self-directed are you? And how can we help get you to a place where you're happy, healthy, and functioning? So.
Okay. Any other questions for anybody? No?
I wonder, Claire, what kind of, I totally am into your message, and like I felt tears coming when you were speaking, and I wonder like what kind of services or what's like the business model behind it as well.
Sure, yeah, thank you. So we are just starting from absolute scratch. Right now, I offer just one-on-one coaching, very organic levels of meeting moms where they're at. My dream and goal that I'm working towards is creating the Heroic Mama Revolution, which would be an online community membership platform that would share my coaching skills. I am a certified life coach, a certified holistic nutritionist, and a bunch of other certified health things that I learned on my own journey. And so take all that knowledge, but then pair it with compassionate, empathetic, intentional parenting skills as well, and then create a platform that provides not just the tools and the resources for the growth to become the heroes, but also the community based on safety and vulnerability, so that you'd be able to feel held and in a space where you feel comfortable to do that deep, hard inner work. So that's the vision. I'm hoping this fall possibly to launch the revolution. I have built, I am building the back end of it now. My website is theheroicmama.com right now. And that is built on the Kajabi platform, which has the functionality to host a community membership platform as well as the coaching that I do now. So we're hoping to be able to offer both higher ticket one-on-one coaching, but then also much more financially accessible platform with the community as well in the future.
Any other questions? Megan's thirsty for Fledge information, so she's asking lots of questions.
It's been so long. I miss you all so dearly. I would love just hanging out in the sanctuary and just hearing what's going on. So this is like a little taste of that.
Do you guys want to see something cool? So I found this big, I guess not a caterpillar, but kind of worm thing last year in the fall. And it's a male, and he bloomed, or whatever it's called, today.
Wow.
So this is what I woke up to this morning. Of course, Shannon made that all happen. And this is what's it called? A zirconia or something like that. Shannon had to write it down because I'm horrible at these, remembering these words. This is a Cecropia, and he doesn't have a mouth. His only purpose right now is to breed and reproduce. So he's going to live for about 14 days, and he won't eat anything. He will just look for a mate. And they like maple trees, and there's a big maple tree out front. So I'm going to put him out there probably tomorrow after it warms up a little bit. And yeah, he's going to go find a mate. So that's what's on his mind today. So pretty cool, huh? And we're doing mini tours, Megan, on YouTube. So putting together small videos about what we're doing at the Fledge. But there are about 1,500 to 2,000 plants in the sanctuary right now. So it's been converted into basically a green room. You can see all that. It's probably hard to see. So anyways, that's our first 99 problems, but a pitch ain't one. I sent you a message, David. I don't have your email anywhere. But I gave you, my email is jerry@thefledge.com, or if you can put it in, just respond back to me or whatever. I won't share it. I won't spam you. I just want to follow up on a couple of things. Claire, I got you. We got to talk about how we're going to set up the fundraiser for sure. And then Ken, I have all your information, so I'll follow up with you here shortly as well. Okay. We had about 18 people were spectators, not including the people from Russia. And thank you, David. and 3 people participating. I think that was a good first start. So let's see if we can. I know there's other people that were kind of nervous about coming in today and doing it. They wanted to kind of see what was going to happen. Unfortunately, they didn't show up. So I'm not sure how to get. I'm going to keep recruiting. I'm going to try to make this bigger. And I would. I would like to make it a little more global. It doesn't have to be just Lansing, right? It could be from all over the place. So sorry to make you sit there for so long, Erica. I'm not good at this yet, but we'll work out the kinks. I'm going to follow up with everybody about some ideas that I would have to raise, some several $100s and who the right institutions might be for that. And then we'll keep moving forward and hopefully this will grow and get bigger. Yeah. All right.
Thank you for putting this together. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jerry.
I loved it.
Everyone.
So, all right, guys. I'll see you all.
Jerry, see you later.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah.
Great job, guys. Awesome.
See you tomorrow.
Take care.